I remember it well, the day I died. One moment, I was falling into Vector Sigma, the Matrix burning a hole in my hand. And the next, I was elsewhere, alone but intact, reconstituted and lost in a landscape I didn't recognize. Oceans of metal shavings, geysers of molten lead, the horizon itself a mess of stress fractures and weld decay. This surely was the Afterspark, a waste world of lost lives and spent sparks and things that once were. And yet, even as I considered the dark glass of an empty matrix, something no Autobot should ever have to see, I knew with a soft rush of sadness that I was still alive. Whoever was up there, whether it was Primus or his opposite, he wasn't done with me, yet. I remember thinking to myself, if I'm not dead, if this isn't the Afterspark, then where am I? The stars gave me my answer. The constellations were as familiar to me as the sound of my body changing shape. This was Cybertron. This, somehow, was home. I wondered, was this Cybertron's ancient past? Was I witnessing the birth of the planet? Once again, the answer was above my head. I could see only the smaller of Cybertron's two moons. Whenever I was, it was after Luna 1 disappeared. If not the past, then the future? At that moment, my GPS finally kicked in. It told me that I was standing among the towering ruins of the Grand Imperium, and that if I looked left, I would see the Manganese Mountains in the distance. That settled it. I was in the future. The distant future at that. A future where the Manganese Mountains had corroded away. A future where whole cities had been reduced to a patina of rust. A future where Galvatron's sweeps were still lying around? It was around this point that I recalled something Ironhide used to say. Sometimes you just gotta stop thinking and take it as it comes. I walked for hours until the GPS told me that I was looking at Greater Iacon, and although it resembled a shanty town or a bomb site or a spaceport gone to seed, it had something over the Iacon I'd known for the last million years. It was populated. Cybertronians of all shapes and sizes going about their business. I didn't recognize them. That was surprising in itself. But what was even more surprising was that they didn't recognize me. Except that's not quite true.
Hey, Pax! Orion Pax! You got some nerve showing your faceplate around here.
I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage, friend. I don't know who you are.
Take a look around you. Satisfied? This is all your fault.
If that is the case, then I apologize. The last few days have been somewhat chaotic.
The last few days? The last few days? Try the last 4 million years.
This nail bothering you, Optimus?
Sideswipe.
Nail? What?
It's an acronym. One of Prowl's. Non-affiliated indigenous life form. Nail. I like saying it. Nail. Nah, ill. You're a nail. Suits you.
I love that Prowl came up with that. That's so Prowl.
Know what I like about nails?
Hammering them?
Hammering you beat me to it.
No one's hammering anyone, Whirl.
Good to see you, boss. Rodimus said you'd be okay. What happened to you? Where have you been? How's it feel to be a hate figure?
You'll forgive me if I ignore all those questions in favor of one of my own. Just what the hell is going on? Turned out I'd been missing for 3 weeks, but it seemed my friends had other things on their minds.
Well, look what the Turbo Fox dragged in.
Rodimus, good to see you, old friend, and Bumblebee.
Yeah, nice of you to drop by. Broadside, this new ship IDing from the Vela Pulsar. Sounds like there's some tension with the Alchemy 7 crew, so...
So how about I set them down to the south side? You got it. Sorry about B, he's been a little busy. We all have.
Rodimus, if you're waiting for the right moment to fill me in, how about now?
Short version? Whatever happened to Vector Sigma, I doubt even Wheeljack or Perceptor could even explain the science, made Cybertron come alive again, only it's...
Primordial, I saw.
Right, so after the battle, all us survivors set up camp in the wreckage of Chemia, cause that was the only thing still standing. We sent a ship to pick up B and Prowl and the gang from Earth, and when they got back, I was like, well, besides Prime, I guess that's everybody. So, it seems Vector Sigma sent out a pulse. Prowl and B heard it, too. I guess we probably did, too. We were just hearing a lot of things.
Go on, Rodimus.
Right. Well, thousands of Cybertronians showed up. Non-combatants, Prime. I don't think any of us imagined there were so many out there. Even Prowl's estimates were off. Former Autobots, former Decepticons, pacifists, people who tried to stay neutral, that were scared or had moral objections or anything. They've been wandering around the universe these millions of years, laying low, forming their own little groups.
And now they've come home.
With more showing up every day, Prime. Expecting to find a paradise. Cybertron reborn, right?
Except we've been bitterly disappointed at what your war has done to our world, and what you continue to do by playing the part of an occupying force. Metalhawk. I'm surprised you remember me, Orion Pax. I remember you ran. I had a duty to my people, to Cybertron. You were killing our world. We were inspired when Die Atlas and the Circle of Light left. The Circle was a cult, and we were better off without them. Autobots, Decepticons, you were all cults. Make no mistake, I do not represent another faction, I represent Cybertronians, and we want our world back. You can't blame us, the Autobots defended you against a situation you helped create. The Senate was corrupt, but you left it to the likes of Megatron to tear it down. The Decepticons were brutal, but at least they took action. You're defending Megatron? No, but is civil war the fault of the oppressed or the oppressors? Besides, it doesn't matter anymore. We outnumber you 100 to 1, and there are more of us every day. It's time you left, Pax. It's time all of you left.
See what we've been putting up with, Prime? Now you're back. You've got the Matrix. Just open it, and it'll, I don't know, tame the planet, and everything will go back to normal.
That's easier said than done. Oh, big
Damn.
scary Optimus.
Dad broke it. What the hell?
What the
Dad, come
hell, Dad?
on.
Dead.
The more I saw, the worse things looked. With Megatron missing and Galvatron presumed dead, the Decepticons were directionless. You've herded them into the barrel of Kimia's gun? I don't like this, Bumblebee.
Well, yeah, but we had to do something while they were still weak after becoming part of that weird Gestalt monster thing.
A swindle! Sorry.
I know, it's Swindle. It's my boy. You can see him. Sorry, I'm gonna go back for a sec. You can see him getting arrested by Ultra Magnus right here.
Oh! That's so fun.
That's great. I love that they just have that in the back of one of
Yeah, it's Swindle. I don't belong here. I'm not one of them. How am I gonna do a Swindle?
Do your Svampton voice.
Prime, we can make a deal.
Optimus, a word, please.
Oh, please.
Optimus, surely you can help a senator whose reputation has been unfairly tarnished.
Ratbat, whatever your title, your time is long gone. You all chose the wrong side. Now live with the consequences.
I'm not finished, Prime. Decepticons demand equality.
Is this place secure?
Well, they're all outfitted with ID chips to keep track of them, and honestly, Prime, I think they could get out if they wanted to. But where would they go?
Bumblebee and I both knew that this was a temporary solution. The Decepticons were prisoners of war. What would become of them now that the war was over? Perceptor called before I could ask the question. He'd been studying the remains of the Matrix. I could tell something was up because for the first time in his life, he sounded excited. Why he looks scary? What did you find?
Well, I promised to let Rewind go first. I called him down here because
There's an inscription on the inside. Oh god, okay. How do I pronounce old Cybertronian?
Yeah, I don't know. Just make fucking noises.
Okay. What does it say? Meep gloop blep. Meep gloop blep. What is that? Old Cybertronian? Old Cybertronian. Pre-war? Pre-everything. I think it says many from one, or the other way round. One from many. Not sure of the syntax. There's more. Look, something about light, compressed light, trapped light, and here it talks about a fist. A fist or a hand. The guiding hand. The what? I've studied Cybertronian history all my life, and I've never heard of it. Not it. Them. Thanks to the Matrix, I was privy to certain details. A rival set of facts. Alternative truths. Now I can feel all of it slipping away. Lost forever.
maybe not. You see, the words are just a caption to a much bigger picture. The matrix is a photonic crystal, composed of billions of metallodielectric nanostructures. I assumed the crystal was naturally occurring, but it's not. It's synthetic. It contains deliberate fracture lines. It was designed to split open. I had no idea why that might be until I trained a spotlight on it, and this happened.
What am I looking at?
Optimus, I think the Matrix is a map.
I didn't quantum jump halfway across the galaxy just to serve some guy what says he's a prime.
We're not serving anyone, Zetka. I'm working on the situation. The Autobots have been fighting a war for millions of years. Imagine their position. We'll have our freedom, but if we seize it, they'll react as they did with Megatron. And we're not like Decepticons, are we?
No, I guess not. I mean, they're why we left. Hey, what'd you say your name was?
Metalhawk. Look, my friend, I did exactly as you did. I feel just as you feel. Now, I can change the Autobots' minds, show them what their way of life has wrought, but please, give me some time.
Nice words, Metal Hawk.
They're more than words, Bumblebee, or have you been at war so long you've forgotten what truth sounds like? I can't keep them waiting forever. They're on the brink of doing something.
Something what?
Something serious.
Holy shit! Like, I-
Oh no, it's Dad.
Dad.
We didn't see it coming, or if we did, we chose to ignore it.
Alright, I want you guys to chant with me Autobots out.
Okay.
Oh god,
Autobots,
Autobots
out!
out!
Autobots
Autobots out!
out!
Autobots
Autobots
out!
out! That was awful. Yay!
Terrible.
That was awful. But the first protester became 10. 10 became 100, and 100 became 1,000. And all the while, High Command was holed up inside Cumia, happy to be distracted by other matters.
The map that Perceptor found in the Matrix, it's not just any map, it's the map. It shows the way to Cyber Utopia, to the Knights of Cybertron themselves. The Knights of Cybertron, as in the entirely fictional Knights of Cybertron. The original Cybertronians, they turned this planet into a paradise and then left to spread peace and enlightenment across the universe. And that was supposed to be, what, 10 million years ago? And no one's heard from them since. And what we think we know about them is based on contested texts and artifacts of dubious authenticity.
Do you like this weirdly yassified Prowl?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's with that
He's,
angle? Look at his
like,
lips.
sculpted. Like,
He's pretty.
he's so pretty.
I love Prowl. I hate that he's a cop. They never existed, Drift. They were invented by disciples, like Die Atlas, as an excuse to hide away in Crystal City and pretend that war was something that happened to other people.
Even assuming the Knights of Cybertron are real, what makes you think the Matrix map relates to them? I spent time in Crystal City. Die Atlas was obsessed with finding what he called the roadmap to Cybertopia. His name in Old Cybertronian is De Atlas, literally God map. He always said the Matrix was the key.
You really think this map will lead us to the Knights of Cybertron?
Yes.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's fire up Omega Supreme and
And nothing. We've got work to do. Now's not the time to go chasing after myths.
take a look outside, Bumblebee. Listen to that crowd. We don't belong here anymore.
How can you say that? How can you even think that? This is our home.
We're all in this together. We just need to convince the nails of our good intentions. This is an opportunity to start over.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, but as soon as I get the chance, I'm gone.
Oh, please, haven't we been here before? Are you going to have a tantrum and storm off every time you have to do something you disagree with?
This isn't me having a tantrum. This is me growing up.
He says, having a tantrum.
Why throw everything away just to start again? Maybe carrying the Matrix changed me, but I'm not ready to write off 10 million years of our culture just yet. I still believe in the old ways, and the Knights of Cybertron epitomize the old ways. Find the Knights of Cybertron, and we regain everything we've lost. Then we
Boom.
exploded. Thank you.
What just happened?
Prowl, this is Sideswipe. Do you copy? One of the nails just lobbed a power cell at you. They took it from one of their ships. It's escalating out here, and we're seriously outnumbered. There's 50 of us and 1,000 of them. 1,000 and counting. Can you send Omega?
Negative. He's still recharging.
Well, you've got to do something, Prowl. They're gonna storm the building.
And lives are at risk? This is important. Sideswipe, are Autobots' lives at risk?
We're dropping like flies, Prowl.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear. I'm going to ask you to do something, and you're going to protest, and I'm going to insist, and we're all going to have to live with the consequences.
No, they're just using you! My Decepticons, we must rise against the Autobots!
That's what you want? Attack and give the Autobots and these rioters something to unite against?
You just don't understand, Starscream.
Well, I understand why nobody's listened to Ratbat for 4 million years.
I was trying not to laugh.
I was also trying not to laugh.
Well, fuck you.
I love Starscream and his sass. Terrible things happen in war. Terrible things happen in peace as well. I like to think that Prowl regretted telling Sideswipe to release the Decepticons, no matter how pragmatic a decision it seemed at the time. I like to think that he looked back and cursed himself for letting the genie out of the bottle. But that doesn't sound like the Prowl I know. For their part, the Decepticons knew a good deal when they heard one. Freedom of movement in exchange for helping out with crowd control. Bumblebee told me the ID chips he and Prowl had implanted weren't for identification. They were inhibitor deterrence chips. The inhibitor portion stopped the Decepticons from using alt modes and built-in weaponry. And if they failed to exercise restraint, the deterrence half could be detonated. My definition of restraint clearly differed from Prowl and Bumblebee's. Meadowhawk tried to calm things down, but in doing so made himself a target. And while the Autobots outside were busy fighting the very bots they'd once sworn to protect... Sideswipe! Meadowhawk's down! Bring him inside! High Command were still busy fighting each other.
For the final time, Rodimus, you're not going anywhere. I can turn this around. I can get the nails on our side, but I need your help.
Well, you're asking me to help you start again. What if I don't want to start again? What if, instead of resetting the clock, I want to turn it back? The Knights of Cybertron can help us rediscover our heritage.
I'm warning you, if you and Drift take off, that's it. You're on your own.
That's Prowl.
Oh, okay. Wait, where'd his kissable lips go? Okay.
They're gone forever.
That's why you didn't recognize him.
You can't
Yeah.
kiss him anymore.
No. 2 outcasts, 2 robots going it alone.
No need to make it sound so gay. What the hell?
I'll go with you. What?
What?
We're not wanted here. Besides, if the Knights of Cybertron are as smart as Drift says, maybe they can help us all out. Maybe they can fix the planet and teach us to live alongside the nails. Why are we even having this discussion? No one is going anywhere. If you leave, Rodimus, or you, Magnus, it means the nails have won. Won what, Prowl? This isn't a war. Yeah, well, it feels like one to me. That mob outside, we owe them nothing. We're the ones who risked our lives against the Decepticons. Where was Metalhawk when Megatron invaded Voss? Or blew up the Grand Imperium? But now that the smoke's cleared, they think they can just turn up and reclaim the planet? I don't know what's worse, their arrogance or their cowardice. Ratchet! Sorry.
Steady on, Prowl. Why do you hate neutrals so much?
Because he was one. I'm right, aren't I, Prowl? I tried to leave, just once, years ago. I joined the crew of the Peaceful Resolution. We were shot down over the Manganese Mountains. Didn't even reach orbit. Staying behind, it meant I had to help the war effort instead of running away from it. I had a lucky escape, just not in the way I anticipated. I don't hate neutrals, Ratchet, but I'm sure as hell glad I'm not one.
Look, Prowl, if you want to... Wait, where's Optimus?
He's dead.
They hung him for real.
Damn.
It wasn't just an Optimus figure, it was him for real.
Fuck.
My fellow Cybertronians, I stand before you today not as your master, not as your servant, but as your equal. What power I have, I exercise in the interests of the Cybertronian race. I am accountable to you, and if it is your will that I should surrender that power, so be it. But first, I ask you to listen to me. When I became a Prime, I wrote 2 speeches. 2 speeches to be filed away until the war was over. I would give one in the event of victory, the other in the event of defeat. Standing before you today, I do not know which to give. To the new arrivals, I say this. We Autobots bear you no ill will. You had every right to leave Cybertron and every right to return. But those who stayed behind have rights too. They have the right to live alongside you on a planet they won back on your behalf. They have sacrificed more than you know, and I salute them. As for me, I have come to realize one thing. I am the war. In your eyes, at least, I am the war. I represent everything that you sought to escape from, everything you rejected. As such, I am an obstacle to peace, something I have no wish to be. And that is why tomorrow morning I am leaving Cybertron forever. I ask only that you give my Autobots the right to remain. I will go if you will let them stay.
Damn, buddy.
I do think he'd make a great president. That guy was
He
Yeah.
right.
would.
Dear Diary, Optimus Prime would make a neat president. The crowd dispersed, night fell, and preparations were made by myself and by others for what would come next.
Gotta hand it to Optimus. When it comes to making grand gestures, no one can touch him.
He's doing the right thing.
Ah, so you convinced him to stay? Good.
No, I told him I agreed with what he's doing. Too many people see him as symbolic of the old ways of military leadership. And anyway, the Autobots put me in charge, remember?
Back on Earth, I don't think anybody expected it to be a permanent. If you're in charge, what would you have done if he hadn't decided to go? Were you gonna exile Optimus Prime? You can be a hard little butt, you know that?
The point is, we stepped back from the brink. Tonight, for the first time in a long time, all Cybertronians are united. You're kidding me. You're still leaving?
Everything I said earlier, it still stands. As for your grand plan, thanks to Prowl, you got 200 bored Decepticons roaming the streets and 400 nails demanding compensation for their injuries. You really think you're gonna make this a happy place?
I'm going to try. Somebody has to.
Calm down. When we find the Knights of Cybertron, we'll take this planet back to the Golden Age. That's what's gonna unite us.
There never was a golden age. You're deluding yourself, Rodimus.
And you're sounding crazy. You've lost sight of everything that makes us Cybertronian. You seem hell-bent on, Prime.
Yeah, about that whole, exile thing.
You give
Or
them each half.
Here
And
you
he
go,
says,
children.
and he
Share.
says, "Goodbye, sons."
I remember it well, the day I died. It was the day I left Cybertron. This day. Today. And yes, of course a voice inside says stay. It's the same voice that says that Megatron is still out there, and that if he returns, when he returns, he'll take one look at any post-war coalition and start tearing it apart. But Megatron is nothing without followers, and if Bumblebee and Metalhawk and the others can deliver on their promises, the Cybertronians will reject him as surely as they have rejected me. My fellow Autobots think that I have made the ultimate sacrifice, when in fact what I have done is uniquely selfish. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings, even me. And for the first time ever, I am free. I am responsible for no one, I am beholden to no one. More than that, I am changed. I no longer carry the Matrix. I no longer command an army. Optimus Prime is dead. And Orion Pax is reborn.
The end.
Woo!
Yay.
Yay, no more responsibility for Optimus.
Yeah,
That was
Dad
so
gets a little
good.
break.
Oh wait, can you go back to the weird shot of Prowl so I can screenshot it?
Yeah, I can do that.
I like the, because I know it's, like, a very plot relevant, important thing where he gives the 2 halves to everyone, but all it makes me think of is just, "Okay, kids, play nice."
Yeah. Goodbye forever, kids. I'm gonna get the milk.
Life forever, kids. Oh my god, it's Prowl. Sorry. I like Prowl, even though I also hate Prowl.
I feel like that's a normal Prowl opinion.
Why he
Very fair.
look at me like that? Prowl, what are we?